Foxglove friends, welcome to today's reading. My name is Rosalind. I'm a life coach, therapist and spiritual guidance mentor, and you can work with me on any of those things by checking out my website and also my shop. And also, just to let you know, I'm doing a January sale, so I have got special offers on one-to-one tarot card readings. At the minute, you can book in with me for a one-to-one reading for £50 or £63. Just check it all out in the description. So today we're going to look at how can you improve this relationship. So just have a think about any particular person that you'd like to improve the relationship with, and then you can go to the timestamps in the description for the cards shown below. So pile 1 is do what you love. Pile 2 is the find your backbone card. And pile 3 is look forward. So just take some nice deep breaths, feel which one is calling out to you, and I will see you in your reading, Foxglove friends. Hello Foxglove friends, welcome to today's reading. You have picked pile 1, which is do what you love. So there may be something within this connection here that if you can just focus on the things that you want to do, it might take a bit of pressure off this relationship. It might be that while the other person has got their mind on other things, that it's important for... So what I want to point out is there's a person here under the water. If your person is maybe feeling like they're drowning in some sort of way, and you're here, it's important for you to focus on the good things in your life while they sort themselves out, is a feeling that's coming along with this. So let's have a look at the detail within this and see what comes up for you. So Spirit, what has been going on between pile 1 and their person, please? So we have got the Prince of Swords. So there may have been some determination either in the relationship, whether this is a romantic relationship or a friend, or the person you're inquiring about could be quite headstrong, maybe a bit controlling sometimes, maybe in their mental space about what they're trying to achieve. Perhaps there's something to do with ambition going on where they're trying to push forward and proceed with something to improve their life or your life, depending on how you're connected with this person. Yeah, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, so this can be to do with building a home space, to do with building a legacy, to a focus on how to bring in much more money, or perhaps this person does have quite a bit of money already, but something around the financial side has been a focus for either both of you or this person. And they're coming up with challenges. This has been a challenging experience for them or for both of you. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't, because this is an open reading. So it could be for a romantic relationship, or it could be for a friend situation, or whoever you're thinking about, family member even. So there may have been a lot of challenges going on for this person. Let me just see. Let me get a little bit more. Spark. So they may have had the spark of an idea, or they may be trying to create something that's of more of a creative nature. There might be music involved. I'm a violin player, Foxglove friends. So just take that if it resonates, leave behind if it doesn't. But there's definitely a spark between the two of you, whether that's romantically or through friendship, or just a connection that is quite important. But they're trying to create something new. Okay, and because of this, there may be something where either they're worried their wishes aren't going to come true, or one or the other of you has maybe needed to take a bit of time out, to take a bit of a step back, because they're going through quite a lot of things. Maybe they're a bit snappy or a bit grumpy in certain ways. Let's have a look. So, how are you feeling? Let's see. How are you feeling about what's going on here, Foxglove friend? So we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. So you have considered, this is about taking time out, that you've maybe had some time out or you've needed to take steps back during this relationship, because it's possibly been volatile at times, or just because the person has been so in their headspace that it's not allowing you in. Almost like, for some of you, it might be that they're going cold, that they're, switching off from their emotions, and that has made you consider whether to leave and exit this relationship or step away from it for a while. But it's the Eight of Cups is usually saying that, even though you might have considered that, you're still recognizing that there is positivity within this relationship, and that you can see that there's potential, and Spirit is saying that there is still positive things either to learn from this relationship, or to gain from this relationship somehow. So we've also got the Nine of Pentacles here. So you may either be finding that you're reliant in some way, financially, towards this person. They may be providing for you in certain ways, but money seems to be quite a focus within this between you. So it might just be that both of you are quite focused on how you're going to make money, or how you're going to bring money into your life, or that you're realizing that you're more abundant together. Let's see. So let's see, how do they feel? Spirit, how does pile one person's feel, please? Yeah, so we've got Strength in reverse. So they might be a bit insecure about what's going on. They might not be feeling as confident as they're saying. That's maybe why they're so heavily focused on what they're doing, is because they're afraid. They've got fears and worries, and they're not feeling as strong about what they're trying to achieve. They're worried that it might not work. So they're not feeling that kind of inner strength and empowerment. They might be going into victim mode sometimes, about what's going on for them. And then we've also got the seventh chakra archangel Uriel. So they may be quite a spiritual person, or they may be focused on trying to create something to do with something that's a bit more to do with well-being, or spiritual type things, or they may just be, as part of this feeling insecure, or not that strong in themselves, they may be praying that the right thing comes along, and that they get the support and the advice from Spirit, or from whoever they believe in, that everything's going to work out the way that they'd like it to work out. Let's get some advice cards. So how can you improve this relationship? Spirit, how can pile one improve this relationship, please? I really do think the do what you love card is very much a focus, in that if you can just give them space and time to process what it is that they're going through, because they are finding things quite challenging in one way or another. Just allow yourself to focus on what you love, so that the situation between you isn't additional pressure to them. So it might be that if you're feeling like you want to maybe leave, or you're not feeling happy in some way, they'll be taking that on as even more pressure and stress, on top of what they're trying to achieve already. So if you can focus on what you like in life and you can focus on enabling your own happiness, that will take a lot of pressure off the relationship. So take a risk, step out of your comfort zone. Feeling safe and secure is a wonderful experience, but if we remain in our safe zone for fear of change, we create a limiting and restrictive environment that can ultimately lead to stagnation and the loss of our creative potential to manifest our greatest contribution in the world. Let go of fear and take a risk. So I think this is about, as I was just saying, you making a choice about what you'd like to do for you, so that you're not relying on them to support you in all ways, because if they see that you're starting to do things that you like, it might help them to open up, to help them to confide in you, because you're not an added pressure of somebody to support in certain ways. You know, if you're happy, then they'll feel better, is what I want to say, Foxglove friends. What other advice have we got for how pile one can improve the relationship with their person? Yeah, this is really, there's a big focus on you enjoying life for you and knowing. So maybe you felt in a bit of a victim element to do with this as well, because you might have been on the receiving end of their, you know, grumpiness is what I'm going to say, or controlling elements and things like that, because they may be feeling like you're part of what needs to be looked after. So it says the time is right for you to spread your wings and soar. You have something valuable to share. Bring forth your greatest contribution. Step into your fullest potential so that show the world the real you. Reach out and shine. The universe supports your growth. This is very much about you empowering yourself, and then by stepping into that ownership and empowerment and maturity of, I know who I am, I'm going to do this because I want to do this, you can almost come to them with a, well, this is what I'm doing and I'm in a good space and my focus isn't fully on you. So sometimes when we're worried about a relationship, we can end up focusing all that worry on them, and they feel that at an energetic level. Sometimes we need to literally cut the cords with someone, even if we're in the same house as them. Cut negative cords, bring your energy back to you so that you're not focusing on them all the time, and turn your focus and love back onto you so that you can feel empowered to take actions that will benefit you and yourself, and will benefit, you know, that you can start to remember that you're an individual soul who's got a lot here to offer, you know, that you've got a lot to offer as well, and that you can thrive in the world as an individual being. Pile one. Spirit, can I have some more advice for pile one, please? Authenticity. Hold your head up high. Walk tall and be your authentic self. This card asks you to shed the masks that you believed you were required to wear. Walk to the beat of your own drum and do not be afraid to shine. We've got that twice. In doing so, you give others permission to do the same. So I think that is such a particular bit there. By you standing up tall and embracing the greatness of who you are, remembering who your ancestors are, connecting to your family, connecting to your friends, you know, being whole in yourself and empowered, and taking steps to do the things that you love, it gives permission for others to do the same. So you may have got into a dynamic of either being the parental role or the child role. There's a book called I'm Okay, You're Okay. So sometimes if we end up worrying about someone too much, or we get into a dynamic where we suppress ourselves to appease the other person too much, it creates a strange sort of dynamic within a relationship. So if you just brush yourself off, shake off any worries and concerns, remember who you are. Remember everything you've been through in life, how far you've come, everything you've done, and take that on board and be open to be honest about who you are and how wonderful and loving and unique you are, pile one, so that you can then step out into the world in your own right, and it will positively impact on the relationship. Let me just have a look if I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you need to turn the love and concern that you've been given to somebody else, turn that love onto yourself and decide today, what can I do to empower myself? What actions can I take that will bring me happiness? And take your focus off this other person, and it will positively enable them to sort of come to you rather than you keep putting your energy towards them. Can we have some outcome cards, please, for pile one? Round and round. Well, that certainly is very pretty. Let's put that there for a minute then. So at the minute, you may be finding that you've got a repeat experience, either with this person that the same thing keeps happening, or that you've been in situations like this in the past and you're going, I can't believe I'm here again. I can't believe I've come into this relationship and I've experienced the same as I've experienced in previous relationships. Well, part of that is because you go for what is familiar to you, and to do the inner work to alter those patterns, so you can work with me to reprogram your neural pathways to change the patterns and to heal and learn from the past. But to try and, I think what he's saying here is, don't go into a victim mentality about how difficult this has been. Allow yourself to be empowered. I keep saying that. I know I keep saying that, but it's because you're going through a repeat situation. Now, you can change the dynamic in this relationship by dealing with it differently to how you've done before. Whether that means that you have some therapy for yourself and allow yourself to heal from past hurts and pains, because if you do that and you learn the lessons from what's happening, and a lot of this looks like it's a self-value, self-love element, then you won't go through the same patterns again. So part of the reason this is coming up in this relationship is to allow you to learn what you need to learn so that you don't keep going through the same patterns again, and then it can you can progress. This is very much focused on you. So can we have another card for pile one, please, that's going to give some insight? Yeah, you maybe do need to take some time out. We've got the time out cards here twice, and this is saying if you need to take some time out, do. Whether you continue with this relationship or not, make sure that you're looking after you, that if things have got volatile in certain ways, take the time out that you need to sleep, because it can mess up your nervous system a lot. You know, if we're going through tension, or if things are being triggered from the past that were traumatic in some sort of way, our nervous system can get really overwrought. So just allow yourself to take some time out. Never be afraid to have some space. You know, if we've got a nervous attachment style, we can be afraid that we're going to lose the love of someone, or that if there's abandonment issues, it can, you know, there can be fears in there about letting somebody have space in case they go away from us. But it's important that you put you first and your needs first at this time, Foxglove friend. So if the person is meant for you and meant to be in your life, then taking a bit of time to rest and to relax and to kind of focus on yourself for a little bit will only support the relationship being better, is what I want to say. So this is a real validating message to focus on you, to stop focusing on them so much, and to allow yourself to be the wonderful person you are. I mean, put some music on and dance and sing and kind of really, you know, embrace the greatness of who you are, is what I want to say, pile one. And take that time out to reflect and to build your strength back up for now. Okay, I want one more card for you. Let's do... Let me get one more card for you, pile one. So we've got Wizard of Awareness in reverse. And I'm just going to read this one to you because I think it's really going to help. So it says, the Wizard of Awareness comes to you in this position to warn you that too much force behind a desire for a specific outcome robs you of a true and full experience. Step back, take your energy away from your situation. It's basically everything I've just said to you, but at least it's quite validating. Take your energy away from your situation and focus on gratitude for the ever-changing conditions of life. Are you perhaps trying to control the outcome of something because you don't trust in your highest good? Meditate, be still, and your answer will come without any effort on your part. Be a neutral observer and you'll see how this moment is but a small marker on the map of your life's journey. Okie dokie. If you do want a one-to-one reading with me, I am having a January sale at the minute. You can have a look at that on my Buy Me a Coffee shop. Or you can also get in touch with me via my website. All the details are in the description. If you want to do any therapy, I do a lot of... there's a certain package on my website to do with kind of getting past people so that you can come back to yourself, and we look at cutting cords and resolving issues from the past so that you can come back to feeling in a much better place. So do check out my website. Otherwise, lots of love and luck to you, pile one. Thank you so much for watching. If this did resonate, please like and subscribe, and feel free to put comments in the comments section. I wish you all the best. Take care. Goodbye. Hello, pal 2. Welcome to your reading today. Now then, you have got this very cute card that says, find your backbone. Are you bending over backwards for people? Literally, look, this lady is totally bending over backwards as she's trying to give somebody, it looks like, an ice cream sundae. So, sometimes if we're a people pleaser, or if we're wanting to avoid conflict, or if we've got nervous attachment styles, so we're scared that maybe love is going to leave us, or if we've got abandonment issues, or all sorts of different things. It can mean that we can be too, what's the word? Too willing to try and keep everybody happy, and maybe it's ending up where you're not being so happy, which might be the key with this situation. But let's have a look at the detail and we'll see how that ties in. So, Spirit, please can you tell me what has been going on with pile two's person so that we can understand your current situation with this person, pile two. So, Prince of Wands. So something or somebody has been steaming ahead quickly. Like something might have moved quite fast. We've got the King of Cups, which is somebody who can be quite creative, a musician. Interesting, we've got two characters there. Let's just get a bit more. What's been going on with this? Maybe you've got somebody who's kind of come in and swept you off your feet somehow, or overwhelmed you because they're quite charismatic, artistic and creative. Let's have a look. Priestess, and then I actually want one of these as well. Spirit, what has been going on for pile two and their person? So maybe you've been having dreams about this person for some of you. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. And then we've got a talisman in reverse. So it may be that somebody has quickly and enthusiastically moved towards something creative or spiritual that hasn't worked out or hasn't paid off financially. That they've tried, because the King of Cups can be quite a creative person, whether they're a musician, whether they're an artist, a poet, or a bard in some way, or just quite an emotionally mature person who has maybe worked towards something of a spiritual nature and it hasn't worked out. And this card, this talisman in reverse, also shows that, something hasn't come to fruition that has maybe been desired, or that repeat patterns are taking place, and that different choices need to be made because what is being repeated isn't working. Now, that might be relevant for some of you. I'm just going to say, in some ways, it might be somebody who's coming really fast, who might either be a bit lazy. So I think there's possibly two stories here. I'm just going to go with this. Maybe you've had dreams about them, or they've been dreaming a lot about what they want to do, but they keep going through the same scenario, and you're maybe getting fed up of watching them go through the same scenario because they're not getting the financial rewards, or they're just not being very practical in some way about what they're doing. So let me have a look at how you feel, and then that'll help me understand a bit more about it. Almost feels like, for some of you, it might be like a teenager or a younger person who keeps going over the same thing and it's not working out, and you're kind of going, how many times you're going to go around this block? So there's a few scenarios there, but let's just see how you're feeling, and that will help us decipher. Spirit. Okie dokie, so we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the Tower in reverse. So, interesting. So there might be, from your perspective, you might have been a bit in denial, maybe about what's going on, not wanting to see the truth of things. You may be suffering financial losses with this person, because there may be, well, I think somebody's had a bit of an idea maybe about what they want to do, or maybe they're not putting things into action. Let me just, I feel like this is a few different things for people, but there's an element here where you may be getting a bit drained financially and you're not wanting to see the truth of what's going on because you probably care about this person. The find the backbone bit is coming in now because it's about standing up and saying, actually, enough's enough. If there's a certain greediness going on somehow, or maybe, no, I'm going to say, I think you need to start saying, no, this person needs to actually make a choice to stand on their own 2 feet and start making, they kind of need to step into the magician role. So the high priestess is often about stillness, about tuning into your intuition, about dreams, but too much time in this energy where you're kind of living in a nice place where you're just living in quite a spiritual way. You need the element of the magician to be the action and to practically put things into being so that you can actually live on the earth. You know what I mean? We have the saying, head in heaven, feet on earth. So this is kind of head in heaven. They might have their mind in the clouds, but they need to have their feet on the earth and be doing something. Is what I want to say. So, how does your person feel? Spirit, please can you advise how pile 2's person feels? Okie dokie, so we've got the Princess of Swords. Let me just have a look. And the Seven of Wands in reverse. Will that fit on there? It will. So this person might actually struggle to engage with others in certain ways. They may have a bit of detachment to life somehow, or an aloofness. It can sometimes be objectivity, which can be good. They can be quite objective about things, but they can struggle to engage with life. And the Seven of Wands can be to do with anxiety, embarrassment maybe. They've maybe not got a lot of confidence in how to go. They might be struggling to make decisions. There might be a neurodivergent kind of element to this if somebody's got ADHD or autism or anything along those spectrums where they don't quite know how to engage in life in certain ways, or it feels overwhelming to try to do so. So let's have a look at Spirit. What should pile 2, how can they improve this relationship, please? Spirit, how can pile 2 improve this relationship? I think this bit is clear that it's time to start setting your boundaries out a little bit clearer with the Find Your Backbone card, because you can't keep being everything to this person, or you can't keep giving. You know, in any relationship, there has to be a two-way street. Even if it is a younger person, obviously we want to be there for them unconditionally, but you can still have certain boundaries so that your well-being is taken care of as well. And I think maybe you need to start considering what matters for you, because you don't want to burn out, pal. Too, if that's relevant. Open yourself to possibility. So you may be underestimating how they can shift and change. So it says almost everyone holds some limiting beliefs about themselves. These perceptions block us from receiving the infinite support of the universe. This card is an invitation to reassess and look beyond these limitations and to recognize that in opening yourself to possibility, you more automatically invite positive change into your life. So start to consider how things could be different, how you don't need to keep being the person who bends over backward all the time. And this can seem a bit scary if you're worried about conflict coming up or things like that. But you can make tiny little changes. Just tiny little changes will start to make you feel more empowered. Pile 2. Let me see what else there is. Spirit. So tiny little changes of saying no when you don't want to do something or you don't want something to be that way, and making choices to do things that you want to do rather than putting them first. Or if they're asking you for something you don't want to give, saying, well, no, I'm not going to do that right now. Miracles, you'd be surprised. You're going to be surprised by how, if you change the way you behave with them and start putting your boundaries in place, it's gonna work. It's gonna be positive. Just had to pause it there for a minute because a dog started barking like mad outside my door, and obviously it woke Luna up, my little dog. So I just had to pause that for a second. But this is transformative, by starting to say what you want, by opening yourself to the fact that there may be a new way of engaging with this person. You'll be surprised at the transformation that's going to happen, and you'll feel more energetically revived, is what I want to say, Foxglove friend. Spirit, what other advice have we got, please? Yeah, giving and receiving. So it's important that whatever's going on in this relationship, whether you receive from them or whether you receive from other sources, whether it's just about the fact that you make sure that what you're getting what you need in life, this is going to have a positive impact on this relationship because you'll feel revived. So there's something in counselling called fog, doing things out of fear, obligation or guilt. It's important that we make choices to behave with other people or to give to other people out of the kindness of our hearts. If we start feeling resentful or afraid of how they're going to react, or obligated like we have to because that's the conditioning that we've had, or guilty that we're not, because of things from the past, limiting beliefs is here about what we should and shouldn't be doing, we get depleted, pile 2, and this is showing that you need to start receiving as well. So whether that is encouraging them to engage with you in a way that's more equal, if this is an adult, certainly it's important that there's a two-way street to the relationship or it will end, because you can't have any relationship in which you keep putting in all the energy and you're not getting enough back. It's unsustainable. So if it's with a younger person, you need to make sure that you're receiving what you need in life, whether it's from them or by the fact that you're putting your boundaries in place and that you're making sure you take actions to enjoy life and have a nice time. I'm going to read this out. It says, give and take is different to giving and receiving. Taking and receiving are not the same. When we take, whoever we take from may or may not have chosen to give. However, when we receive, choice and respect are an integral part of the exchange. Let go of any need to take and embrace the harmony of giving and receiving. Okay, what Moore's going to say is, we can get caught up in what we expect somebody to give us, in how we expect somebody to behave to us, and then we can be angry and resentful that they aren't behaving that way. And quite often, they just aren't that person. You may be wanting something from them that they don't actually have the capacity to give. So, we've got this detachment and anxiety, and that they're struggling within themselves in certain ways. They're maybe not able to give you what you actually want, pal, too. So try to stop looking to them. What is coming up that you need? What is coming up for you that you really want from them? Start looking at ways that you can give that to yourself, that you can treat yourself in those ways. And you cannot control another person's behavior. So you need to release some of that, put your boundaries in place so that you can say what is okay and what is not okay. But if there's something you feel like you're missing from this relationship, you need to look at why you're missing that. Because if you had that within you already, then you wouldn't be craving it from somebody else. So there may be elements of self-love. There may be elements of self-value. The value elements coming up here a lot. And when you start to value yourself more, you're very willing to say, oh no, that's not okay. If you want to work with me on any of that, please do check out my website, as I am a life coach, therapist and spiritual guidance mentor. And if you want a one-to-one reading, I have got a January sale on at the minute. So one-to-one readings with me for £50 or $63. You can check that out. So let's see what else. Let's get some outcome cards, if we can, about this relationship for you. Go the distance. Okay, so it's worth persevering with this. You may have no choice but to persevere with it, depending on the relationship. But it is worth going the distance and persevering with this, because you'll reach a certain goal in the end, Foxglove friend. You just need to change your perspective and be open to the fact that this can change. I think that's the key element to how this can improve. You need to open to the notion that this relationship can be different. The dynamics that you currently have in place don't need to continually be the same as they are now. What can we have a card to help pal 2, please, Spirit? Contract. That's jolly interesting. So maybe there's some sort of a spiritual contract with this person. So if there is a relationship that's sort of family based, you might want to consider that you're feeling like there's a certain expectation of how you think they should behave, or they may have a certain expectation of how they think you should behave, and that doesn't necessarily need to be so. It can be about a legal commitment to someone. So it doesn't mean, we have a lot of stereotypes about either how husbands or wives should behave, or how children should behave, or how parents should be. In this society, well, in all societies, in all cultures, we have different expectations, and it's kind of like an unwritten contract about what we think should be going on. I feel like you need to release that notion a little bit to allow that person to be who they are. But also you need to release that off yourself and start assessing, who are you in this role? Who do you want to be in this role? How is this working for you now? What would work better for you? What would make you happier? You don't have to stick to a stereotypical version of what you think you should be, Foxglove friend. Now then, I want some other cards. What do I want? Let me get, I'm going to get one more for you. Deep freeze. Interesting. I'm going to have a little look in the book for this one, because this can be to do with needing a bit of time out to take some space, but it can also be to do with something thawing out. You know, that the relationship may start to thaw out and get warmer and easier, and make you feel a bit more, you know. It says, everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forego ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being. Not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also a time to put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Yeah, self-care is the most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book or get a massage, rest and dream. So don't go gung-ho, if you like, into this about, right, this is what I want to do now, this is how things are going to change. Just allow yourself to rest on what has been said in this reading, to consider, to kind of step back from any arguments or confrontation with this person, and to focus on what is right for you right now, and just have a little ponder over what we've said here. And if you need to go over it again, you know, you can always play it again to understand, how are you considering yourself in this role with this person? What is the potential of how things could be different? How could you behave differently? What do you need to put in place that's going to make you feel better? And how are you not getting what you want from this person? And what is that showing you that you need to actually heal within yourself, and be open to allowing you to give yourself that honour or self-value, you know, that sort of thing. So, lots of love and luck to you, pal, too. If you liked this, please do click on like and subscribe, as I'd love to see you again. And as I said previously, you are willing to work with me. I've got all sorts of different things that we can do together to help you. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, pal 3. Welcome to today's reading. So, you have picked the Look Forward card. Okay, so that suggests to me that it's time to leave things in the past and to start considering the bigger, brighter future ahead of you. So let's get some detail, though, about what's going on, and that will help us to understand how you can improve the relationship with your chosen person. Spirit, please can you advise us what has been happening with pile 3's person? What has been happening with pile 3's person? We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Got the Five of Wands, and then one of these, and we've also got, ooh, Intention. Wow, that's a cool card. I love the little owl holding like it's holding like a dandelion clock for making wishes, and there's loads of dandelion clocks, all to do with wishes. I want one more of these. What else has been going on with Pal 3's person, please? Hold on. The magic stream in reverse. So, well, this is very interesting. So, it shows that this person may have got a little bit lost along the way to do with either what they're doing career-wise, work-wise. They may have actually opened up about how they're feeling, and the challenges that they've been going through. But there's a sort of a sadness here about not knowing what to do, not knowing what direction to take, not knowing where to live maybe, or what to do for work, or how to make their money. And it might have made them lethargic around the house. It might have made them obsessive about the house. You know, like they can become obsessive about cleaning, tidying up, or then maybe both. You know, I've been through that before where I've gone, oh, I just don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to clear out the entire house. And then, especially if your basic security, financial security somehow has been impacted, or maybe they've just got a new job and they're afraid because it's challenging, or they're afraid of the challenges they might face with it. The intention, this bit here, is all about making wishes. I'm just going to double check what the 18 in reverse is, because oh, Luna's grumbly. So the magic stream card represents swimming against the current. There are times when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration, but this isn't one of them. So maybe something they've been doing where they had a dream about what they wanted to achieve hasn't come to fruition. So it says they've been trying really hard. It can be to do with trying to make somebody love you, but I feel like this is actually that they've been trying to make something happen with regards to what they're going to do in life, to do with work or to do with money coming in. So that's, I can see that that's quite difficult for them. It's quite an adjustment and been very challenging, and maybe quite emotional for them, if they've not quite succeeded. You know, sometimes if a dream doesn't come to fruition, oh, it can be quite like somebody, you know, you can feel quite bereft. You can feel such a lot of grief. It can be a very hard experience to go through. So let's have a look. How are you feeling about this person? With all good intentions, the egg didn't hatch, is what I want to say. Or it didn't hatch in the way they wanted it to. So, how do you feel about this person? How do you feel? So we've got the Prince of Pentacles in reverse and the World. Okay. So I think that maybe you think they've become too obsessed with what they're doing, and actually they've got, you feel that they've got such a world of potential, that they can do whatever they want to do. Let's see how they're feeling. Spirit, how is Pal 3's person feeling? So we've got the Lovers in reverse. I'm going to need to move these up a little bit. the Lovers in reverse there, and then for some reason I don't seem to have quite enough space. How is pile 3's person feeling? Okay, oh golly, rock bottom. So that shows that they really feel like the world's fallen out of their, well, the bottom's fallen out of their world basically, because they just don't quite know what they're doing. And it's been a shock possibly to them. So they really don't quite know what to do. Because the Lovers can be about making decisions and choices, and in reverse, they're a bit lost. They don't know what to do. I'm going to read the rock bottom in reverse one just so that we can get, because I think understanding what they were going through can really help to improve the relationship. So it can be, so reversed, it can be a symbol for addiction, in all forms, subtle or obvious. Doing the same thing over and again and expecting different results will never provide you with what you desire. At this moment, there is nowhere else to go, and you're facing the end of the road. If you fear change, be willing to change. Surrender your wants to a higher power, ask for truth, and allow humility to be your guiding force from within. You will always get what you need. You are only a victim of your perceptions. Take heart, because you can't sink any further. Oh dear. The only way to go from here is up, and wondrous things await you. So they are feeling very low, pile 3, is what I'm going to say. Very low indeed, and unsure of what to do next. So let's have a look at how can you improve the relationship between the two of you. Well, with the look forward card, what I'd say is that maybe you need to be supportive in helping them how to look forward. How can you help them to see that there is a future? And sometimes, so what I'm going to say is, sometimes we think that that means to criticise or to kind of talk a lot about what's gone wrong, which sometimes adds to the feeling of grief, because there can be embarrassment or, shame around if something's not worked out and it's been challenging and difficult. Just try to be compassionate about what the person is feeling, and quite often, to help someone look forward, it's worth asking them gentle questions about what they can do to help themselves. And rather than trying to say, you need to do this or that, that can add additional pressure. Or sometimes I've found if something doesn't quite work out, what people do is they go, oh, you should have been doing this over the last several months. And it's like, well, how is that helpful? And, or they'll do the, I told you so. I told you this wasn't going to work out like you thought. Not helpful, pile 3. So, outcome. Well, interesting, because we're talking about looking forward. This card asks you not to be too attached to a specific outcome. In any new situation, the possibilities are open-ended. Anything might happen. Try not to prescribe a fixed outcome within your mind, as this may limit your availability to access the infinite scope of possibilities sent to guide you in the best possible solution. Now, I'm going to say that, given what I've just said, that's relevant to how you engage with them. Help them to be open to many possible outcomes. This bit, try not to prescribe a fixed outcome. So that's what I was just saying. Don't go along and say, you should do this, you need to do that, do this, like don't be too forceful, because it looks like they're quite vulnerable at the minute, and maybe their emotions are on edge, so you don't want to push them away by trying to be too forceful with them. See how the energies in this card, or the visuals in this card, are very gentle. We've got the clouds and the sunshine. It's about the ideas of what could be done to improve this situation. So let's have a look. How else can the relationship improve? Be your brilliant self. Okay, so take what resonates. Take what resonates this and leave behind what doesn't. I feel like there's a very general bright positivity, either being bright and positive about the relationship between the two of you, or be cheerful, be great today, be brilliant is what it says. This card asks you to get in touch with the extraordinariness of everyday living. Go about your daily life doing everything to the very best of your ability. Be extraordinary in an ordinary way. Your brilliance will radiate into the world, creating more change than you could possibly imagine. So I think this is about you being cheerful, positive, practical, and just be exactly who you are, in the most positive way that you can be, and that will be you have things to offer to this person that will be supportive, and that will be supportive and positive. So just be you, basically. But it's about being your brilliant version of you. These are very light and airy and refreshing spring kind of feeling cards. Oops. Oh, heck. So we've got a few that have fallen out. So what's going on with your person may require a leap of faith, may require you to have faith in them, or to have faith in the relationship. And one of the best blessings and gifts that we can give to someone is to believe in them and to believe in the relationship itself, because it's by that believing in someone, or believing in the potential of things. And there is, to take a leap of faith, there is a lot of belief required. It's a very brave, scary thing. That person there is jumping over this chasm within mountains in which they might fall. So it's quite a courageous thing to take a leap of faith. Sometimes, even when we desperately desire change, we procrastinate and find all kinds of reasons as why we should stay where we are. It is completely understandable to be anxious when stepping into the unknown. This card is calling you to trust and make that move. And then we've got self-care. So whether this is about you having self-care for yourself as you go through this, so that you are in a good space to engage with this relationship, or whether it's about helping the person to have self-care. Maybe you want to do something together that's about self-care, like if you go on a spa day, or go out for a nice meal, or do something that's just something that's really nice. So self-care is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of consciousness. This card invites you to prioritise your own self-care. This may feel selfish to you, but in truth, when you attend to your own needs with love and care, you create an inner wealth that radiates into the world, impacting positively on all that you come into contact with. Okay, so they're very nice. Those advice cards are very, very, they feel nice and bright and compassionate and caring, and that's what you need to bring to this relationship to help it improve, and to have faith in it, or to have faith in the person, because that goes a hugely big way. Foxglove friends, let me get some other cards. So what is, can have a bit to do with the outcome of this. Between worlds, interesting. So this is a transitional point, either for your relationship or for this person. They're neither here nor there at the minute. And so just recognise that they're going through a really transformational time, or that your relationship is going through a transformational time. If they are going through a transformational time, then your relationship will be going through a transformational time, because it will energetically impact upon you. So just keep that in mind, that things are not firm and fixed yet. So be open and flexible to what's going on within this relationship. Now then, I want to get some other cards, and I can't remember what I got on the last two readings for some reason. It's gone out of my mind. Let me just have another card. What do you need to do right now for you, pal 3? I just want to have a look at that. What do you need to do for you, pal 3? Yeah, so you maybe need to tune into your intuition, to the truth of what's going on in life, to if you can channel spirit, or if you can do a card reading, or if you channel healing energy, or if you can just be aware that not everything in life is as black and white in the 3D as it seems. There are other spiritual beings that work in a positive way to help and support, and it's important for you to tune into your intuition on this. So maybe understand that things aren't as they seem, tune into, if this person is at rock bottom and is afraid that things have gone really wrong and that there's a problem, you tune into your intuition to feel what the truth of this situation is, or what the truth of this relationship is, because it's very valid and valuable. I'm going to get one last card. Foxglove friend. I don't know if I've said this already during this reading, but I have got a sale on at the minute for one-to-one tarot readings with me over video call. So for a 1 hour video call reading with me, it's £50 or 63 US dollars. You can look that up on my Buy Me a Coffee shop, or you can have a look at my website. And I do work as a life coach, therapist and spiritual guidance mentor. So you can check that one out. Sacred Pool in reverse. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to have a little look at what that is as your final card. It can be difficult to overcome denial when there is reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you never have to take a real risk, which is interesting because we've got the taking a leap of faith there. Dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth that is reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look in the mirror and see the truth. Surrender the need to self-sabotage. Remember that you have a responsibility not just to yourself but to the divine spark within you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Accept the discomfort of seeing with clear eyes, and you'll soon find that wondrous adventures are waiting for you. Step into your magical life. Take the leap of faith. So, wowzers, that leap of faith is really coming up here, Foxglove friends. So, it may be the case that this leap of faith element is such a big deal between you and this person, whether you need to take a leap of faith and support them in the leap of faith that they're making, or whether you need to have a leap of faith about this relationship and trusting that it's going to be good and turn out well, or whether this is directly for you taking a leap of faith somehow. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, to be honest, because leaps of faith are not easy. um, so, with that, I wish you all the best, Pal 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please do like and subscribe so that I can see you again, and to help my channel so I can help more people like you. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.